All right, guys, all packed up, ready to go. Rocking solo this weekend since a few of my friends bailed last minute and a couple of them couldn't go out this weekend. It's Easter weekend, so I figured there wouldn't be anybody down to go. I'm just going for a single night. I gotta be back in town tomorrow. The guy that's buying my old canopy is finally coming down to pick it up tomorrow. So yeah, let's get on the road. Got about an hour and a half till we get to the spot. I'll see you guys on the way. All right, guys, we're on the road. I'm about an hour in, stopped by Safeway, filled up, and dropped a package off. I had a last-minute Etsy order for one of the diesel heater ports. Wanted to get it out. My post office isn't open on the weekend, so if I didn't get it out today, it wouldn't go out until Monday. So I try to get stuff out as fast as I can, as long as I'm at home, usually same day or next day. But yeah, just cruising right now. We're headed towards Rife Lake, kind of over by Randal, spot we found last year. It's a washed out road. They have a roadblock across, but you can get past the roadblock and you can go on the other side of the washout and basically have a whole spot for yourself. Never seen anybody there. Anytime that we are out this way and we can't find a good spot, we just default back to that spot. Never had an issue getting to it. And picked up a few people behind me. Might be going to the same area as me. There's not a whole lot of places between here and there to go, and I'm still an hour out, so I'd assume they're going up in the hills. There's a lot of spots up by Rife Lake that are beautiful. This time of the year, a lot of the stuff up high, though, is still under quite a bit of snow. So, all right, well, got about another, GPS is saying 48 minutes. I might stop by the store as I drive through Morton and grab a few things, but I got enough to get me through until tomorrow if I just keep going there. So, yeah, it's a beautiful area here. It's just a 2-lane road basically from my house all the way out there, like 80 miles. But all right, guys, I'll pick this back up when I get up to the camp spot or when we're pulling into the camp spot. All right, guys, made it to the road. We're driving down. It's about a mile before the washout. Kind of just got to go around it pretty easily. Just started sprinkling a little bit, but I see sun, so it should be okay. All right. That's us going through the closed part of the road. Washout's right up here. We'll go around the washout and camp on the other side. I know some sort of people know about this area because this tree fell across last year and somebody came through and cut it out. So I know we're not the only ones that come through here, but I've never seen another rig down this way. Let's hope this isn't the first time. Sorry for the shaky camera. It's on like a 5-foot-long selfie stick. Oy vey. Nobody here, so that's good. Put the stick down so I don't hit this tree here. All right, guys, here it is. Basically, the road goes along the river, and it washed out right here, and they closed it. This road goes like 10 miles, but about 300 feet in front of me, there's a gate that's locked, so you can't even get down the other side. All right, guys, here's the spot. So the road There's a gate right around this corner. Can't get any further, but this road goes like 10 miles along this river. There's a main road, I don't know, about quarter mile through the trees there that goes on the other side of the river, and they meet up, like I said, about 10 miles down the road. But this is the spot we usually come to if we can't find anything else, or if the other spots that we know around this area are taken. And not as loud as you'd want the river to be. The rapid, not the rapids, but there's a little bit of white water right there, so you still get the sound. I can't really tell. I think that this is eroded a little bit more since last time we were here, but it's like, I don't know, 10 or 15 feet down to the water there. The river used to run right over here. The road, and you can see it, the road that's washed out. It's right about here is where, so the road kind of just looped around here. Washed out a couple years ago. But definitely looks like my truck is leaning slightly to the right, but my truck's telling me it's level, so we'll go with that. I don't bring a level with me, so kind of just go off the truck screen. I've never had an issue with it. It's a 2-hour trip here, 90 miles. Fastest I was going was 65. Had no issues. These didn't move at all. So, but I was thinking, I'm thinking I might change up the top here a little bit. I'm thinking of doing basically just extending this up an inch. So this is the entire area, kind of like so it acts as a ramp. So when water comes down, it just goes over it. Let me know what you guys think, but I think that might be my best bet. All right, just checked. It says it's 50 degrees right now, but I was checking the weather before I left, and it says it's supposed to get down to 24 degrees tonight, so I think I'm going to hook the diesel heater up to get it pumping. When the sun goes down, it's going to get kind of chilly. The Tacoma that was behind me followed me almost all the way here. They turned off when I turned off on the side road. They kind of kept going up to one of our other spots over by Iron Creek. Some pants on here pretty soon. It's definitely getting a little chilly now that everything's behind the sun's behind the hills here. No signs of mice, so that's good. Yeah, everything's looking pretty good in here. Let's jump out here. I was thinking about setting the awning up tonight, but I don't think I'm going to. Just chill by the fire for a little bit. I think I've already mentioned in a video, but I basically only do propane fires nowadays. The burn bans in Washington are hitting earlier and earlier every year, and the burn ban isn't on every time we buy wood from anywhere. It's wet and it never burns and just creates a bunch of smoke and becomes a giant hassle. So I showed you guys the fire pits, I think, on one of my first videos, but just rock one of those now. One tank of propane will last us one really long, really cold night or a couple nights summertime. So we're here, rock my ARB chair. I'm a bigger dude. ARB is one of the only places I know that makes a chair that's comfortable for me to sit on and won't break under my fat ass. And I had posted up on my Facebook and Instagram about, I ran up to Harbor Freight last week, grabbed the $12 canvas tarp. Decided I wanted to try my hand at some sewing. I've sewn in the past, but I mean, I made the awning walls and everything, but I needed some way to store my fire pit, because I used to carry it in a pack-out box, but Pack-out boxes don't fit in my setup anymore, so I cut some canvas out, made a little cinch bag for all my lava rocks, and made sure that I brought my regulator. I forgot my regulator last time we went out. Couldn't have a fire. But I made this canvas carry bag for my fire pit, and I coated it in canvas wax, so it's waterproof and just soot and stuff stays off of the outside. But it makes it really convenient. Been thinking about doing slides on this drawer here with the fire pit and everything in there. It's got some weight to it. I'm sure you guys kind of saw it was kind of a pain to get out. I might, or maybe I'll put a bigger handle here that I can actually get my whole hand and not just one finger. But and then one last thing that I made with my canvas sewing skills. So I sat down for a few minutes and thought up of a design, and I made this duffel bag. So for a $12 tarp, I have a duffel bag, a bag for my fire pit, bag for my lava rocks, and I still have like 2/3 of the canvas left. I have a laser engraver. I tried out leather one time, and so I had a bunch of leather scraps laying around, so I just made some leather handles. And button snaps that I had left over from my awning wall. I was going to use buttons, but I ended up switching over to Velcro, so I had a bunch of buttons laying around. I think it turned out great. And Harbor Freight also has these little grommets there. It was like $3 for a giant bag and the tool to put them in, and so that's what I used for the drawstrings. The 10-pound bag of lava rocks, and yeah, I'm pretty stoked on how that came out. Interior is mostly back in. One thing that I ran into putting everything in, since I took the that seal out, it dropped my canopy over 1/4 of an inch, so my wood doesn't fit underneath the brackets anymore. So I'm either going to trim the wood out or I'm going to reach out. I think I might reach out and see if they can send me the shorter pieces of the puck so I can get those back up into where they belong. But everything seems to be closing good still. The gap hasn't changed at all, so I'm not really sure what's going on there. But all right, I'm going to get this shut off, get changed into some warmer clothes, and then I'll be back when I set the fire pit up. All right, guys. Well, as I'm trying to get changed, there's literally a random single rain cloud in the sky, and it's raining on me. So I'm just gonna get the awning set up, and I'll just leave it up for the evening. Not worried about it. It's supposed to be in the 70s all weekend, so when I get home, I'll just if it doesn't dry out by morning time, we'll get it dried out in the morning. I also sold like I don't know, 20 or 30 of my awning strap mounts. So I appreciate all of you guys that have put orders in for that. Definitely makes it a little bit easier to set everything up. If you haven't already, I'll have my Etsy link down in the description. Also appreciate all of you guys that have subscribed. I know you probably get tired of YouTube people saying that, but I'm hoping to start doing this a little bit more in YouTube. Even though they're running videos or ads on my video, I don't make any money on any of that stuff until after 1,000 subscribers. All right. Growing up, I had some pretty bad OCD things. One of them was getting my hands dirty. And it's still one thing that still sticks to me in my 30s is I hate getting stuff on my hands. I hate having dirty hands. So I wear gloves for a lot of things. But let's get I just cleaned this up. I left it in a wet box for 3 months, so there's a little surface rust on it. So I went through and cleaned it up. But let's get all this set up and get a fire going and make some dinner. a more in-depth video on how to put these together on my channel. If you guys scroll down to the video from about a year ago, it's a video I send everybody when they buy a fire pit, just so they have it. If they have any questions on building the fire pit. Jeez. Lava rocks are optional. I like them because they hold the heat in a little bit more than not having them. Probably, I think I might order another bag now that I have the room. I didn't before because my pack-out box was pretty full, but I made this bag way too big, and I think a pretty deep spot of lava rocks will be good. I use a 20-pound safety regulator. Every once in a while I'll get people that will text me or email me that have bought a fire pit and say their fire pit keeps shutting off. But the way the safety regulators work is when you turn them on, you got to turn it up a little slower than you would like full blast. If you go full blast, it automatically shuts itself off. Again, just a safety thing, I think. Cool. That's I mean, it goes all the way down to almost nothing, and super high up. All right, guys. After I stopped the video, I realized that I had my burner in sideways, so fixed that. Got it relit. Went to go grab my bug spray because mosquitoes are absolutely terrible here right now. I assume the warm weather, you wouldn't think mosquitoes would be an issue in the PNW this early in the year, but I went to go grab my bag that I keep my my bug spray and stuff in, and I left it at home. When I cleaned the truck out from the mice, I took everything out. I thought I got everything back in today, but I didn't. Luckily, my thermocell was in my truck, and I've got a bug light up there that I use once it gets dark. Thermocell's usually pretty good about keeping the bugs away, but we'll let this rock for a little bit and see. I try to stay away from mosquitoes as much as possible with my health issues, so I may go in for the night here pretty shortly and just kind of chill inside. We'll see if the mosquitoes go away. Tonight's dinner, some diced peaches and turkey bacon cheddar pretzel sandwich from Safeway, pretty tasty, and some water and some root beer. I had a few people reach out in the comments asking me, saying, well, it seems like you've had nothing but issues with the camper. But to be frank, I mean, 90% of the stuff that I fix, aside from the seal, that's on them. They should have never double stacked the seal. But everything else is just, I'm a tinkerer. I sit at home. I like designing stuff and 3D printing stuff. And a lot of the stuff that I've come up with is just minuscule issues that didn't really need to be fixed, that I wanted to see if I could improve on the design a little bit. And 10 out of 10, I'd still pre-order or buy the camper. I mean, I got no regrets getting the camper. I've only spent one night in it, so I mean, I can't really speak on a lot of that stuff right this second, but water intrusion wasn't like a huge deal. I asked in the Facebook group, and most people said that they don't have the issue. Part of that might be my all-terrain tires. the offset of the wheels. And it wasn't like gushing in either. It's just, I noticed water coming in. So fortunately here in the PNW, it's rain 6 months a year. So this last year has actually been a really nice, well, nice to go camping in. Been fairly dry, which is not going to play well in the summertime. Sunset's at 7:30, 6:30 now, so got about an hour of daylight left. Probably should text my wife. I use a Zoleo for satellite communication while I'm off service. It's been great. Me and a couple friends got them when shortly after they got released a couple years ago, or at least became popular. It's nice because I use my phone. I don't have to deal with a little tiny keyboard on the inReach. I think the new ones you can link to your phone, but I'd assume they did that because everybody enjoys a Zoleo. Man, these mosquitoes are hungry. Man, that was a stupid mistake. Thermocell usually works pretty well, but mosquitoes are not caring right now. Could be because there's a slight breeze, so it might be taking everything off, but so I got to camp. She can view where I'm at remotely. It sends her a ping every couple hours of my location. I can set it up to like every 15 minutes, but once I'm not moving, I turn it to every couple hours. Oh, it's already 7. I thought it was 6:30 still. Got about 15 minutes of sun left before it goes down on the other side. Might unzip the windows on the camper and just kind of chill inside and watch some movies. One sandwich is enough for me for now. I think while I'm chilling out here, I might get this diesel heater set up. Definitely gonna need it tonight. Definitely gonna be a cold one. These mosquitoes are eating me alive. That's the one downside of a propane fire. Is usually the smoke from a wood fire will keep a lot of mosquitoes at bay. Had a few people concerned about the length of my diesel heater hose. I'm going on 3 years using this 16-foot hose, and I've never had an issue with it keeping my tent warm. Never, even down to negative temperatures. So, I mean, maybe some diesel heaters. This is an 8 kilowatt, or however they decide to label them as. So it definitely puts out a lot of heat. So maybe that's part of that. Turn that down in case it decides to rain a little bit tonight. Put the exhaust pipe on. The intake pipe on. Seems like it's just water. A little bit of water on the bottom of my case here. I'm not sure where that came from. Assume one of the many holes. I've had this box on a few different setups, so It's definitely got its fair share of holes drilled into it. I went through and JB welded a lot of them, but may have missed one or three. Still have not, I always forget, but I want to do a quick connect for my box too, because it's still a pain in the ass to get this. Definitely easier than hooking it directly to the Lone Peak, but still kind of a pain to get my giant hands in here and tighten this. Sold another, I think about 10 of these quick connects this week. Appreciate everybody that's ordered those. Diesel heater ports locked. So, get everything moved inside and just chill inside for the evening. Recommend everybody running a carbon monoxide detector if you're using a diesel heater. It'll only take once, and I've never had it gone off in the many years I've been using them, but I run two. I run one up by the bed, and I run one kind of down in the lower area. Test them all the time, just to make sure that everything's good with them. Make sure that this is not anywhere near the exhaust. So one thing I still need to figure out is just getting this hose ran so it's not near the exhaust for the diesel heater. Maybe I'll just tie it onto my awning strap here. I might put the awning away because I think there's like 0% chance of rain tonight. Yeah. Maybe we'll put the awning away. Just the rain stuck around for all of like 3 minutes. Probably didn't really need to put it up, but I didn't want to chance it. All right. All right, guys. It's 10 o'clock. Just finished watching a movie. Watched Basketball. You 90s kids probably remember that movie. Great movie. Forgot to download new movies, so it's kind of limited on what I had on me, but it's always a classic. I've had one rig pull into camp on me. Never had a rig pull into camp here before, but he pulled in, pulled right out. It's only one way in, one way out, so he had nowhere to go, so he just turned around and headed out. But I'll catch you guys in the morning. Good morning, guys. It's 5:30 a.m. Slept great. I always sleep good when I'm camping right next to the river. Gonna hang out in bed for a little bit here, probably about a half hour or so, and get up and make some breakfast before we head out this morning. Diesel heater ran all night. Just kept it down at 17 degrees Celsius. About perfect with the sleeping bag. Check my fuel usage when we wake up all the way and go outside, but nice and quiet all night. Me installing that diesel heater in the box out back basically makes it almost silent in here. I can't hear the fuel pump at all. No ticking. I'd assume just because it's solid mounted, but no ticking. It just runs. All I hear is kind of just a slight noise of the fan. I run a fan in the far corner, kind of pointed up at the roof. I like the air being able to be circulated. Got down to 23 last night. It said on my phone. There's no condensation in here. The diesel heater is definitely the way to go when you're camping. All right, I'll catch you guys when I get out of bed. All right, guys. Right after I shut off the camera, my My diesel heater turned itself off and it was blinking error on the screen. I spent like 30 minutes trying to figure it out. I thought it was a power issue. I still have 70% of my battery life left. I was sitting there and I was like, well, after about 20-30 minutes, I decided I'm just going to pack up and head out if it's not going to be able to keep warm in here, because it's about 20 degrees outside right now. Went outside, put my headlight on, and just happened to walk past my diesel heater. I looked in and I ran out of fuel. So that's my fault for not topping it off last night before I went to bed. I was just saying I'll check to see what kind of fuel usage I got. It's definitely using a little more fuel than usual. I'd assume, as somebody brought up, and I'm fully aware, I got a little bit of a temperature drop because my hose is so long, because my heater is on the wrong side. I've been thinking I might try to swap the doors so my diesel heater is on the other side. My diesel heater port is on the other side. If not, I'll just shorten the hose and take the diesel heater off of the tailgate when I use it at night and then put it back on in the morning. Just run a shorter hose. But if I can get the diesel heater port moved to the driver's side, that'll make it life a million times easier. If you guys are looking for some good pots and pans and stuff for camping, I picked these Sea to Summit sets up last year or 2 years ago. This is a pan and 3 collapsible pots. This little tiny package here, and this is this set's really good as well. Let's see here. It's got 2 pots, fairly large size pots. Pots have strainers built into the lids, but inside this pot is 4 bowls and 4 cups as well. So I basically have all of my silverware, or not silverware, but dishes needs in here. 4 bowls, 4 cups. Cups actually have koozies, and they also have lids on them. I believe you can put like hot like coffee in there if you want. But between these 2 sets, I've got everything I've always needed. I also carry 2 camp plates, but most of the time I usually bring paper plates. Dishes are one thing I absolutely hate doing when I'm out on the road. So whenever I use dishes, I just kind of rinse them out, wipe them out, and then I take them home and wash them when I get home. And then they sit on the counter, and my wife always yells at me for leaving them there because I don't feel like going and putting them back out in my truck. But I'll get this stuff packed back up. But yeah, they've been great. I mean, you can't complain. The size and everything packs in. These ones here, it's got a little, I've only used this pan once or twice. It's not non-stick, so I like to use my cast iron when I can. But inside here is these pots here. I'm sure everybody's seen these before. I think they're silicone or whatever, but they're just collapsible pots. I'm gonna boil some water really quick and get some breakfast going. I also carry these, I don't know, it just says UCO, but this is 4 fork and spoon combos. The forks have a serrated edge if you need to cut stuff. I wouldn't really trust that, but I always carry a pocket knife with me, so that's usually what I use to cut. But between those, they don't take up hardly any room. Then I always carry a set of just cheap measuring cups. You want to drink them or eat the dehydrated food or whatever, it calls for a specific amount of water. The pot has water markings on it, but I prefer using a measuring cup. It says I need 1/3 cup. I'm gonna have 2 packs of oatmeal, so I need 2/3 of a cup. Let's see here somewhere. Oh, the inside of this one doesn't. The inside of the green one has markings. The outside of the white one has markings, which doesn't really do me any good. But I'm about 2 cups of water right there, so should be good. I'll get this boiling and get some breakfast going. Again, I don't ever plan on cooking in here aside from boiling water. I don't want it smelling like food in here. I don't want grease on the walls. A few people have asked me what I plan on cooking in here, and it's literally boiling water. It's the only thing I'm ever going to do in here. Maybe toast some toast, but not cooking in here. But I'll catch you guys when this starts boiling, and we'll get some breakfast made, and then eat, and then start packing up camp and head home. I'll catch you guys in a little bit. All right, guys, it's about 7:30. Sun's come up, so I'm gonna pack up and head out of here. Usually leave the back door open. I usually close the screen, but I leave the back door open. It's a lot easier to put down everything on the inside from the outside, if that makes sense. If not, you gotta climb inside, pull the pins for the bar and drop the bar, and it just becomes a giant hassle. But I leave the screen up just in case I set it up, keep the bugs out for when I set it up. Always make sure you got no tent fabric pinched before you lock everything down. This diesel heater port locked really quick. All right, just like that, we're ready to head out. All right, guys. Well, packed up, headed out, headed to home. About an hour and a half from home. Should put me there right around 9 o'clock. So, right on time. Appreciate all you guys watching my videos, those that have subscribed. And I know I talked about it last night, but just to reiterate, 10 out of 10 would still pre-order a Lone Peak, even with what I've had to do so far. And like I had said, most of that was my own being. I just like tinkering with stuff, making stuff better than it already is, stuff that works fine, just like dialing stuff in. So don't take my videos of me doing stuff to the camper as the camper is not a great setup, because it definitely is. And yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Appreciate all ya.